Jonathan, you've been quite outspoken about the responsibility that you think social media companies should have. To some degree, you would argue, or I would argue, I think that Elon Musk thinks they've gone too far and wants to roll them back.
It's hard for, I think, any of us to really ascertain what's going on in Elon's brain. I admire him as a businessman tremendously. What he's done as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, is almost, without parallel. He's an extraordinary person in so many ways. And look, I am a capitalist. This is how capitalism works. He has the right to buy a share of the company. And what you were saying just a few minutes ago, maybe this is a standstill agreement where they've reached some kind of détente. I don't know. But I really disagree with what Joe said earlier. I don't think it's about censorship. I believe in freedom of speech. The ADL is a civil rights organization. But I don't believe in freedom of reach. And the same way you get to choose your guests, the same way National Review gets to choose its contributors, I think Twitter gets to choose who it privileges and who it doesn't privilege. I think there should be a lunatic fringe. We should just keep it on the fringe and not algorithmically amplify it, whether it's Russian propagandists, alt-right crazy people, violent anti-Zionists.
And Jonathan, you want to do that? You want to do that through a sort of free, a quote-unquote free marketplace, which is companies decide, or do you want to do that by way of law in Washington?
Well, I think the companies, like the social media platforms, should simply obey the same rules of business that other publishers do. They should be liable if they publish libel. It's pretty simple. That's like the bottom line, I would say. So
Jonathan, in a nutshell, there's two lunatic fringes. You only have a problem with one side of the lunatic fringe. That's been my problem with you all. Yeah.
Not true.
That's what it is. Okay.
I don't think that's
the righty, crazy, QAnon, lunatic fringe that you talk, as if there's nothing akin to that on the left, and you would never even bring that up. You don't have any problem with any of that.
Right. There is an extreme right, and there is a radical left.
We've been on a lot. I have a pretty good feel. Get Rich in, Andrew.
Yeah, Rich, well, jump into this conversation because I think you're on the other side of it. But the other question I would ask you is, we've actually watched the stock of Truth, which is the social media platform that's being effectively sponsored by Donald Trump, that's now a SPAC. That stock has actually fallen over the past 24 hours, in part because of this view that Twitter is going to move maybe more in this other direction. Is that is whatever that middle is that the right place?
Yeah, well, clearly, if Twitter would embrace more of an ethic of free speech, it'd be bad for all these alternatives that have sprung up and have had a lot of trouble getting real traction. But look, Twitter's a private company. They can censor whatever they want. But they do serve as kind of an effective de facto public square, as Elon Musk has said. So they should honor an ethic of free speech, and they haven't. They've suppressed what they believe is misinformation. But if you have a modest view of what the truth is, which is if you support the First Amendment, you do, you realize you're not right about everything.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.